Hi, I'm Mike from Scoutadelic, and which stove is the best for an expedition? Find out. Hi, I'm Mike from Scoutadelic. Now come on, subscribe to the channel. There are tons of fun activities, games, you name it, including things to help you out with expeditions. Now this month I got to meet the amazing Roger, and he took me out and about, and I survived. And he talked to me about different types of stoves that you can take on expeditions. The pros and also the cons of them, where is weight, how long they're gonna last, etc. So here's how we got on. We've survived a bit of a hike so far and a bit of a like sort of a walk, and we're now settling down. Because we're talking about expeditions today and this month, what skill or what things can you obviously talk to us about that people that are going to do their first one, or maybe they've been doing it for a while and maybe need to know? What are you going to show us or teach us?
Okay, so I'm just going to show you a couple of the stoves that I use.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Obviously, if you're carrying stuff, it needs to be fairly lightweight. Now, what I tend to find with Scout expeditions is a lot of Scout troops will be using trangias.
Right, okay. Yeah.
And the trangia is very good. It comes with its own pots and the windshields and all the rest of it, but is also very bulky.
Yes, it's like a big giant bag like
yeah, it's
that,
got a saucepan and a frying pan, and
yeah.
you know, it's all very bulky.
Right, okay.
And quite heavy as well. So I want stuff for me that's a lot lighter.
Yeah.
But I will still, certainly in the winter, use a trangia.
Right,
but
okay.
I don't take the whole thing, I just take the burner.
Right,
okay.
So you actually, because that's the thing, I'm guessing not everyone's going to need like the frying pan, all the different versions. So it's best to, especially with an expedition, plan in advance what you are going to eat,
yes.
And then you know,
so
are we going to need that or that?
If you're using some of the dehydrated foods that come in the packet,
yeah,
then all you're going to be doing is boiling water.
Right,
so either boiling water to put into the dehydrated food, or boiling water for a brew.
Right, okay, yeah.
So in that case, all you need is something that'll boil water and hopefully fairly fast.
Right, okay, yeah.
If you're wanting to do something a bit more technical, you know, like making pancakes or whatever you want to do, then obviously the full trangia is going to be okay.
Right,
because they are slow, but controllable.
Right, okay, yeah.
Okay,
right.
So, but what I tend to do when I'm out on the hills, and what Scouts could do, is just bring the burner. This is the burner from a trangia.
Oh, right, okay. Right.
It comes with this damper lid.
Right.
Which you use to control the flame. So so you can put it on like this. Okay. Yeah. And then you can slide it. And
that will then stop the, you know,
it reduces the flame.
Right, okay. Yeah.
To be honest, I don't know many people who ever do that.
Oh, right, okay.
So that's the other use for this, which I'll show you in a moment.
Right, yeah.
And then there's a lid that holds, and then this has actually got ethanol in it, bioethanol.
Right, okay.
There's two fuels you can use. Meths is one of them.
Yeah.
Meth is quite sooty when it burns.
Oh, right, okay.
The bioethanol is much cleaner.
Right, okay.
So, and you see that little bit of tissue paper that's in there?
Yeah.
That's what I used for lighting it last winter.
Right.
Because during the winter, the fuel doesn't evaporate very well at all.
Right,
so you have to warm it in order to get it to evaporate.
Okay.
So one way of doing that is to use this piece of tissue paper as like a wick.
Right.
So you can light that, and then eventually it'll get warm enough.
Right, okay.
Okay. There's another way of doing that.
Right.
Which I've also managed to get now, is to use this attachment underneath. This is it's called a winter attachment, and it's just got a bit of padding there.
Right.
And it clips onto the trangia like that.
Okay.
And then you put a bit of fuel on there, light it, and that warms the burner.
Right.
So it lights up a lot faster then.
Oh,
now, because I've only got the burner, I need a pot stand.
Yes.
So I can put the pot on the top.
Yeah.
Because I've got these two little cross pieces.
Wow.
Here.
Okay.
And they just slot together.
Right.
Like that.
Yeah.
And then they sit on top of the burner.
And then you can
Then the
put
pot-
whatever you want, or
Pot goes on there.
Wow.
And it's about the right height from the burner as well.
So
And-
that's all you would normally bring, and whatever else you're
and
going to
the
be
pot
sitting
that
there.
it goes
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
And that's about it. And 2 lighters.
Right.
2 lighters. Mike knows why 2 lighters. I discovered the first time I took this out that if you drop the lighter in the alcohol, it doesn't work anymore. One of the problems with the Trangia burner, of course, is you can spill the alcohol.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Because that's the thing with me, as in I was never confident enough with the Trangia cookers because I was always worried. What if it leaks? What if something happens?
What if you tip it over?
Exactly. Yeah.
So to solve that,
Okay. Oh wow! There we go.
we've got this little cooker. Weighs very little.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah.
So it's not that robust, as you can see. I've already got a dent in it.
Yeah.
But you take this off, and what we've got in here is carbon felt,
Wow.
and
Okay.
that is actually full of alcohol.
Right. Do you put the alcohol, or do you buy it like that? What is...
This cooker comes like that. You can make your own if you
Right.
get
Okay.
carbon felt.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I put alcohol in here,
Right.
but as you can see, it doesn't leak.
Wow.
So
Okay.
it's very difficult. The other advantage of this is, in order to put a Trangia out,
Yeah.
you've got to drop this on the top. You can't blow out the Trangia.
Right. Okay.
You probably could if you had a hurricane, but
Right.
you can't really blow out a Trangia.
Right. Okay.
Very, very difficult.
Yeah. Yeah.
This one,
Yeah.
you can just blow it. It'll go out.
Wow. Okay. But are you going to have the same problem as like the Trangia, as in what to put it on? Because obviously when you light that.
Well, this is a commercial one
Right.
that
Okay.
I bought, and
Yeah.
this one came with its own pot stands.
Oh, okay.
So there's again couple of little cross pieces,
Yeah.
and they fit together
Right.
like so.
Yeah.
And then the burner goes in there, and then the pot goes on top of these. Wow. Job done. And it comes with also with a small.
Oh, okay. I quite
Windscreen.
like. Yeah.
So that's
Okay.
the weight, if you feel that, of a complete cook system.
That is nothing, and
Without
especially
the pot.
yeah, that is just
And
yeah.
it's as fast as the Trangia. Now the downside of these, of course, is they're slow.
Right.
They're quite slow cooking.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they do work in the winter nicely.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not like you've got like with the Trangia, you've got to have those extra like sort of bits, either
No.
the wick or
But
whatever.
the Trangia, once you've got the Trangia lit and this lit, you know, with a bit of finessing, they're quite easy to use even during the winter.
Right. Okay.
The alternative really is then the gas cookers.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is my gas cooker setup.
Wow. Okay.
It looks bigger because I've got the pot on this one.
Right,
So
okay.
ignore the pot.
Right.
But I've got a windscreen.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is my pot. And in the pot, that's the burner, the gas burner.
That is so small.
It is tiny. There's
Yeah.
smaller ones in this as well.
Oh right. Wow. Okay.
There's a pot gas container stand
Okay.
that folds out, gives you legs
Right.
for stability.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And also in here, I've actually got my gas bottle as well. All that's inside the pot.
Wow. And I know that you were saying about you know, if they're going on like an expedition and they're using like the bags and all they're going to do is boil water. I'm guessing with this because with your pot that can obviously contain water, can't it? So
yeah.
Oh right. Okay.
These generally the gas is more controllable because you can turn it up and down.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So these just work by, well, the first thing you've got to do is unfold things,
Right. Okay.
which is not always trivial. So these, you see what I mean?
Yeah.
These legs come out.
Oh right. Okay. Yeah.
So there's your pot stand
Right.
on
Yeah.
the top,
Yeah.
and then the valve,
Right.
and then it just screws onto the gas canister.
Oh wow.
That's the cooker itself.
Okay.
Yeah. And
that's
then
how... Wow,
there's-
that is very quick to...
there's this clips on
Yeah,
for stability,
right. So you can obviously stick that on the ground.
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
this particular windscreen
Right.
just clips on like that. Wow. And of course, as you saw at the beginning, this also fits around the pot.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the pot just sits on the top. Job done. Now these are faster.
Right.
Because you've got this valve,
Yeah.
which would go a couple of turns, there's the control of the
Right.
flame.
Yeah.
However, in winter conditions, they're not very good.
Right.
Because
Is it the gas inside
the
getting
gas
cold?
doesn't evaporate as fast.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So summertime and like sort of spring and all that lot, it's
Yeah,
fine.
they're fine.
Winter, which one would be the better one then?
Well,
Would it be a mixture of
it's
the
always
Trangia and...
always swings and roundabouts.
Right,
But I
okay.
use the alcohol in the winter
Right.
and these. Now, there are versions of gas cookers where you can actually have the canister remote from the stove.
Right,
So
okay.
you have a cable coming off the stove to the canister.
Yeah.
And they have something called a pre-burner
Right, okay.
loop. on
Right.
it.
Oh,
So-
okay.
So that means you can turn the canister upside down,
Right.
and then that, instead of pushing the gas towards the cooker, to the stove, it pushes the liquid gas.
Oh.
But that goes through the preheating loop
Right.
and is gasified within the stove.
Wow.
And
Okay.
that works in winter.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's just brilliant. That's ace.
So there you go.
Well, at least now, if I ever go on another expedition, I have options. But no, that's brilliant.
But the
I
nice
really
thing
like that.
about this, I mean, when we send scouts, explorers, etc. out, they're generally housed in pairs, so they'll
Yeah.
have a tent between them, they'll have a cook set between them.
Yeah.
So
So they
you know,
can split up
they
everything and
share
yeah.
everything. So the weight is not
Wow.
that vital
Yeah.
quite often. But the other thing about scouts and explorers is they generally won't have high-end gear.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So, and the lower end gear, the like not bargain stuff, but the lower end stuff weighs more
Yeah.
and is more bulky.
Right. Okay.
So anything you can do to try and keep the weight down a bit is going
Yeah.
to help the young frames that are still trying to grow.
Yeah.
In my case, I'm an old man.
No.
The less I carry, the better.
Well, this is true. That's brilliant.
Is that
That's
right?
ace.
Is it right?
If you like this video, then obviously give it a thumbs up and share it around. Otherwise, I'll see you again soon for another one of these. Bye.